Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host SALIS, and today we're going to talk about Kudus Mohammed. An update has come on his transfer, and I think it's something that will be quite welcoming to a lot of you who have been following this Kudus Mohammed saga. The Ghanaian has become a person of interest for top clubs in the Premier League. Chelsea, a deal was on, but it looks like Brighton and Hove Albion have become the front runners in the past few minutes. Kudus to Brighton is a reality, and according to transfer expert Fabrizio, it is clear that probably it all depends on Kudus now. Where does he want? The Chelsea move stalled for a bit. We're not getting any update on that front, nothing concrete, and now we have gotten this new deal for Brighton, from Brighton and Hove Albion for the man. I felt in the past that this was a better move. We'll delve into it today. We're also going to talk about SALIS Mohammed, who was in action for his club side today at Old Trafford. He played 72 minutes. We'll look at his performance. And Matthew Enim Kujo with an amazing goal for Dundee United. We'll hear his reaction to that. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. We'll jump right into it and start off from the breaking news on Kudus Mohammed. The Ghanaian reportedly has become a person of interest for Brighton and Hove Albion. Brighton are the front runners right now for Kudus Mohammed, and it all depends on the player now. We'll go through the story and we'll talk about it a bit, and I'll give you my opinion on it. The Ghanaian is now going to Brighton, looking like it, because they are the team that have made an official bid, and Ajax seem to be in agreement with a bid for Kudus Mohammed and from Brighton and Hove Albion. The deal, according to Fabrizio, is set to be done depending, contingent on Kudus, what he wants. If Kudus is in for the move, Brighton and Hove Albion have an agreement with Ajax in place for Kudus Mohammed. The deal between the clubs is advanced since July. Quite interesting. Always been waiting for the player. A fee around 40 million euros. David Ornstein released that, and it depends on the player now. So it looks like Brighton have been front runners for a while for Kudus Mohammed's signature. That's quite an interesting revelation there by Fabrizio. Brighton and Hove Albion, which many of us, including myself, thought were the better option for Kudus Mohammed and his career, looking at how Dzeko does with young talents. Not to say Pochettino hasn't done that before, but we felt that the rebuild that Chelsea were doing, probably considering where they want to be, not the best of times for Kudus to join them now. But I think if Brighton is in full place or is in pole position to get the signature of the Ghanaian, and it all depends on him since July, I think I feel it's a good move. I think Kudus Mohammed to Brighton sounds better to me than Kudus to Chelsea. But it all depends on him and what he wants to do with his future. And I think looking at things right now, it would be great to see him playing in the Premier League with Brighton and Hove Albion. They will be playing in the Europa League, mind you, after that 6th place finish last season. And I think in a couple of years' time, when Kudus has gained some grounds and done well with Brighton in the Premier League at the ripe age of 25, 26, in his prime, and a big club come calling, his experience and pedigree in the Premier League will be ripe, and he would have learnt more for him to be ready for the big stage. Not to say he's not ready right now. I feel let's ease things up on players at times, and I think this is the best course for him. Brighton, and then to bigger things later in the future. But let me know what you think in the comments box. 40 million euros for Kudus Mohammed to Brighton and Hove Albion. Your thoughts on it. Today, SALIS Mohammed was in action for his club side RC Lens. They played Manchester United in that game at Old Trafford. Andre Onana conceding an interesting goal, which many people are blaming Dalot for. I think Onana was called into Manchester United to be that sort of ball-playing goalkeeper. But I'm of the opinion that in any circumstance of football or gameplay, common sense should be used. Dalo lost the ball, that's clear, and it was a surprise. But then again, if Onana wasn't off his line that much, the Lions player would not have gotten the chance to even think of trying such an effort. My thoughts, but I think it's clear that if you want a goalkeeper who would be playing with his feet, ball playing goalkeeper who would be readily available when the team is in possession to get the ball and also involve himself in play, these are some of the perks you have to be ready to face. These are some of the negative sides of the game you have to be ready for. But I always say common sense should be used. Andre Onana, when United is attacking, you don't have to be that far off your line, especially when the ball is not well into the final third of the opposition team, and clearly it was not. Dalo passed the ball back, misplaced one, Varane could not recover in time, player got the ball, and because Onana was off his line, he did not get there in time. If Onana was a while way back, the player wouldn't have even attempted that shot and probably would have been caught in two minds, and then Varane would have recovered in time. But those are ifs, buts, or maybes. I think going forward, United will have to balance how they want their keeper to play. But RC Laman Salis was there to enjoy himself a bit. 72 minutes of action. His side unfortunately did lose the game in the end. 3-1 it ended for them, despite them taking an early lead in that game, and it was a great run out for them as they also begin their league pretty soon. The Premier League starts next week. Burnley versus Manchester City. Then tomorrow is the cup game that kicks things off, the Community Shield. Manchester City versus Arsenal. Look out for some interesting content from us on that front. My final story has to do with Matthew Enim Kujo, who has talked about his amazing goal. Yes, his goal for Dundee United. A dream performance, a beautiful goal at that. He spoke after the game and said he was excited, delighted after a man of the match display in Dundee's opening day victory over Arbroath in the Scottish League. The former Ghana under-17 star scored and provided an assist in the 4-0 ramping. Enim Kujo, who looks set for the huge campaign, described the performance as a dream come true. A dream come true. What a performance from the team. Very happy for the victory. Goal and assist to the Tangerines, he shared on his social media platform. The winger has taken time to settle in the Dundee team, and this could be his breakthrough campaign after working his way into the first team. Meanwhile, in an entertaining game on Friday night, the visitors opened the scoring through Glenn Middleton. Enim Kujo doubled 14 minutes later for the Tangerines before Craig Sibald made it 3-0 with 8 minutes to go. The Ghana winger went from scorer to provider as he served Louis Mort with the assist for the final goal at the stroke of halftime, and that was a great way for them to kick things off. Matthew Enim Kujo enjoying life with Dundee United. Hopefully great things for him going forward. So that has been it for today. Kudus Mohammed to Brighton looks solid, looks like it's happening. Here we go, almost there. July, they have been front runners. Also talking to you about SALIS Abdul Samed, 72 minutes, and Andre Onana's howler in my opinion, and Matthew Enim Kujo, one for the future with an amazing goal and assist. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great weekend.